What's up, millionaires? It's your boy Millionaire E coming at you with a TV show episode review. The TV show we're going to be talking about is My Hero Academia, episode 13. Now, before we get started, spoiler alert for anyone who's not seen the episode or the series, and also an extra spoiler for the season 4, because I'm going to be making some spoilers in season 4. So let's get started. So, as I was saying in my last episode, Bakugo and Todoroki took out a whole bunch of villains on their way back to the party. On their way back to Class A's house. Now, a lot of people saw that and were like, dang, just right after you got your hero license, you kicking villains' butt. So, the press was like, we got to come here and get some news. Come on, let's interview. And I have to say, this is just the funniest thing I've ever seen. And it's mainly because of what Bakugo says. So, they're asking, they're like, Todoroki's like, oh, wow. So you used your powers, and are you friends with this guy? And Todoroki's like, yes, we are best friends, or we're friends. And Bakugo starts screaming, yelling, like, no, we are not friends. Todoroki's like, well, we go to the same class, we are in the same prisoner license. And the thing that I find the most funniest about Todoroki is he's the strongest, but then he acts like a complete robot. And I'll tell you why, but like I said, you got Bakugo screaming bloody murder just everywhere. And then they get to the interview and it's like they cut out everything that he said in the interview. Like it was the characters, like they took a whole hour in the interview and cut all of it out and only had Todoroki in there. So then they're talking and we get to see Mount Lady talk finally long sentences and then also kind of explain a lot of things. And what I mean is because at first glance, when you see Mount Lady, you only see her kind of using her ability, but then also kind of being flirtatious. And you don't see her kind of talk a lot. So I think it was really cool in this episode that we got to see Mount Lady. And I'll explain to you what Mount Lady's quirk is. Because y'all are probably wondering, why is her name Mount Lady? That just sounds what's her quirk? So Mount Lady's quirk is she can turn into a giant. Basically. So she can make her size like super, super large. That's her quirk. Hence the name, Mount Lady, Mountain. And also, I forgot to tell y'all, in this episode, Tomoro is getting a superpower up. This man leveled a city, literal. And when I say Tomoro, I mean Shigaraki, dude with the hand on his face. He's getting a massive power up because he leveled a city. This had everybody shocked, and everybody's like, dang, some people got hurt, and they were like, we're blaming the villains. We're blaming the heroes now. Like, we're the heroes. So this is all happening. And, we get to the part, like I said, Mount Lady's here, and she's talking about interviews. And it's like, you gotta, show yourself. Tell about your powers. Tell what you're going to do for the city. So she's like, we're going to have some mock interviews. And they're fake. They're all fake. So we get Todoroki up here, and he comes up here, and this boy, he's like I said, the reason why I'm like, this dude is so funny, because he's just like a robot, is Mount Lady starts asking these questions, and he answers them, but he answers them simply. Like, there's this one part where she's like, you gotta kill them with your smile, and he's like, if I smile, they'll die, and it's like, he's smart, but he takes things to a literal T. So, we get everybody and they start kind of showing, they tell their name, tell what they're going to do, tell their powers. And then we get to, Meteora, and Meteora's like, because, Meteora's not that type of person who's face of the press. He's almost like a robot. Then he starts talking about he starts fanboying about All Might. Because if you don't know Meteora, I will tell you this. This boy is a All Might fanboy. Because he was like, I named the powers, this and that. Starts talking. Mountain Lady's like, he's talking way too much. So then, we find out that's over. And what happens is they're having all the heroes online. All heroes on deck. Because of this whole accident with Tomoro Shigaraki leveling a city. I'm like, this dude is strong. And what happens is that they're all like, okay, we're going to bring the work internships back. And the work internships is where these kids, they end up working under actual heroes. So everybody's like, okay, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go here. The only thing is is Meteora, he isn't under an intern. Because the last two interns he was under Grantoro, Grantorino, who Gran Torino, he's not doing it anymore. And Gran Torino was training All Might. So, he trained Meteor. Then he went to Sir Night Eye. Sir Night Eye died, and the person who came in charge, he's like, wow, Sir Night Eye had a lot of stuff to do. We cannot bring you in here, bro. So, Meteor is all like, I don't know what to do. Now, the really cool thing and the thing that I love in this episode is they're celebrating Christmas. And so while they're celebrating Christmas, it's so fun. They're all dressed up in their Christmas outfits. And the one really cool thing that I just noticed in the episode while I was watching it is the hats that they were wearing, like the Santa hats, on the balls. Yeah, I have a hat right here. On these parts here, it was all kind of related to their powers. So like Shiro, the tape dude, he had like literally a tape dispenser as this thing. And then you had Ayama, who Ayama always is sparkling. He had a star on the back of his head. And even Sugar, the dude who can eat sugar and get strong, I don't know his name, he had a kind of a candy wrapper on the back of his head. So they're celebrating Christmas, and then the coolest thing comes in. Aaron and Ozawa come in. And I'm just going to give you kind of an explanation of who Aaron is, why Ozawa is protecting her. But Aaron is a little girl who was abused as a child. And she is still a child because she is 7. And what happened is, in the Chosky arc, her ability is, with the horn on her head, she can rewind anything. Whether it be a person, whether it be an object. And her blood could also do that same thing. Now, in the Chosky arc, Chosky, he was a part of a gang and he had used experiments on her. Now, the gang leader, which was her grandfather, was like, no, don't do that. But Chosky was like, I'm going to do what I want and put him in a coma. So it ended up where he's just abusing her and he took away her smile. Now, Meteora and Myro worked so hard to get her smile back. So she's basically under the protection of Meteora, Myro, and Ozawa. So Ozawa is basically her guardian. Meteora and Myro are kind of like her brothers. And then also, the whole Class A loves Aaron. And the reason why I love Aaron so much is she came in here, and like I said, she's been abused. She's never experienced any of like the major holidays. So she came in here like in a Santa costume, going trick or treat. And Oswald's like, that's Halloween. Then she starts throwing salt and like demons away. And then Oswald's like, that's another holiday. Then you get Uruka, and she's like, oh, Oswald, you're so cute in your little costume. And Aaron's like, I painted eggs. She's like, that's Easter. Because she's never experienced any of the other holidays. So Christmas is the first holiday she's experiencing. So that's just, it's so cool to see that. And it's so cute. She's so cute to see that she's like, she doesn't even know these holidays. And she's so like, I made eggs. So that's cool. So we get to the end of the episode and everyone's like, okay, so what is we going to do? Because Bakugo, he also went to an internship. But the problem was, the internship that he went to was Best Genius. And which was really weird because Bakugo, like I said, is passive aggressive. But Best Genius was like, he even combed this dude's hair. And if you can see right there, this man's head is spiky. And Best Genius, we get like this memory where Best Genius was like, I'm going to teach you everything. He's like, you didn't find a name yet? He's like, call me when you get your hero license. But the problem with that is in, I think it was season 3, Best Genius got injured by, he's been missing, basically. He got injured by All for One, or not All for One, One for All, I think it is. And he's been missing now. So no one knows where he is. So Bakugo doesn't know where to go. Meteora doesn't know where to go. And so at the end of the episode, Shoto or Todoroki comes up and he says, hey, you want to come to my father's agency, internship? And so they're all like, maybe. And what I think is a really cool thing is because it was a long time ago, but I went to Walmart and I was just getting into the manga comics. And I had saw, say, the first one, which was, I saw this one, which is issue 2, But then I also saw this one, which is the 26th. And the reason why I think it's cool is because this, what goes on in here, is the internship, them doing the internship with Endeavor. So that's really cool. So I'm still getting on this train. So this is starting kind of the internship with Endeavor, basically, them getting real strong. And I'm really loving this series. I hope you will too. And remember, like the video, share it with your fam. And if you subscribe, click that bell icon to be notified for more videos. And I'll see y'all later, millionaires, and have a blessed day. Bye, y'all.